Hello everyone that is out and about on Racer TV, and welcome to the recap episode for round number 11 of 13 for the 2024 Progressive Grand National Cross Country Series. This weekend, we're at the Summit Bechtel Reserve, a Boy Scout camp in Beckley, West Virginia. And after a thrilling round number 10, seeing a first-time XC1 winner out of Wyatt Wilkin, round number 11 promises to be a good one.
Are you ready to go? GNCC Racer!
Here we go. Once again, everybody, welcome to the Grand National Cross Country Series brought to you by Progressive. We're here for the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Mountaineer, the 2024 Salute to First Responders. My name is Jackson Burrell, and I'm going to be taking you through today's highlight episode. But before we get into round number 11, let's take a look back at round number 10 in Newburgh, West Virginia, the Buckwheat 100. And as our XC1 class makes their way off the line, you're going to be able to tell going to be a lot different conditions here at round number 10 than what we're going to be seeing at round number 11. Just before the start of this race, thunderstorms rolled in, causing the race to have to be put on a delay. But nonetheless, the storm moved out and we were able to go racing. And to start things off, it was the big bad number 1 of Bryson Neal that found himself in the lead and in control of this race. However, as you'll see here in just a few minutes, after some mechanical failures there for Bryson Neal, he finds himself sidelined here from this race, and it was heartbreak once again for Bryson in almost the exact same spot he was in just 1 year before. Bryson Neal having to forfeit this race early, losing a lot of valuable points. And as you can see here in this shot, Bryson Neal heartbroken on the side of the track. However, two people that were not heartbroken, that was going to be Walker Fowler along with Wyatt Wilkin as they lead their way through the trail. Wyatt Wilkin in control of this race, but just behind him, Walker not thinking he was going to be competing here today. As the thunderstorms rolled in, it gave him some time to think about things. He knew that if he wanted any chance at this championship, he was going to have to go out and line up and race this race. Not only did he race it, but he finds himself in the number 2 spot as they cross the line. However, just ahead of him was Mr. Wyatt Wilkin taking his first XC1 win. And you can see not only is he excited, but the rest of the fans, his crew, everybody excited to see Mr. Wyatt Wilkin on top. So to end the weekend, it was Wyatt Wilkin, Walker Fowler, and Josh Merritt, your top 3. Stephen Harrell, Jared McClure in your top 5. And that meant the season points was Bryson Neal, Walker Fowler, and Wyatt Wilkin in the top 3 spots.
That last lap, everybody I saw, I knew I had Walker back there. I was like, man, let's play this smart, see what happens. Then I kind of reeled, I started picking it up, and I pulled from him, and I was like, okay, I can win this thing. And everybody was cheering for me, I was smiling because it was just like, there's no way in hell that I could pull this thing off. And somehow we did it, just rode smart. B-Neal was taking a lot of water in. I kind of stayed back and then made a bobble, and then he got away. Hunter got around me, Walker almost got around me, and followed him for a while. I don't know what happened to B-Neal. We re-caught up to him, and then something went with his bike, and I saw Hunter start smoking. I was like, you know what, dude, this thing, if I can keep this thing moving, I can win this sucker. And Hunter's went down. We came in. Matt Pierce sprayed my radiator out, keep this thing cool. And I let this sucker eat on that last lap. I was running from Walker like no other.
Well said, Wyatt Wilkin. Here we go. We are now back here at round number 11. And your XC1 Pro class going to be taking off. Bryson Neal with a good drive. But look at this. To the outside, it is going to be the 714 of Ronnie Rush that is going to be able to overtake the lead, and he is going to lead them off into turn number 2, turn number 3, and off into the woods. It looks like just behind him, though, he is going to have plenty of company as some of our heavy hitters, looking like Bryson Neal, possibly 3rd going into the woods here. And here we go, going to take our first look into the woods, and Ronnie Rush still going to be in control of this one. Rush's best finish so far, an 8th on the season. Walker Fowler now going to be sitting in the 2nd place position. And if you're Ronnie Rush, one of the young guns, fairly new to the XC1 class, I believe 2nd year in the XC1 class, that is one person you do not want behind you. John Glottis Jr. there in 3rd, but now going to take a look back at our XC2 Pro-Am start. And as those riders funnel into turn number 1 and jockey for position out, it looks like to the outside, Kenny Schick going to be able to grab the whole shot as he leads them in to turn number 2 and turn number 3. And just like that, Schick going to be able to hold off the hungry XC2 pack as they head off into the woods. And now taking a look back at your leader here in the XC1 class. The 714, the Bulletproof Doors rider, Ronnie Rush, still going to be in control of this one. Like I was saying just a minute ago, Ronnie Rush, best finish so far, an 8th on the season. Only 3 times he's been in the top 10, but looking solid as he leads Walker Fowler around. Fowler going to be in the number 2 spot still. And as we peer off into the dusty woods, John Glottis Jr. going to pop out into the 3rd place position. John Glottis also having a good run here today around number 11. And how about it? Brandon Owens going to be holding on here in this one as well. We're going to take a quick break, hear a few words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with more racing from round number 11.
Progressive GNCC Racing is brought to you by Progressive. Progressive could save you hundreds of dollars on your automobile and motorcycle insurance. Specialized E-Turbo bicycles. It's you, only faster. Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. Get ready.
And as you can see, Ronnie Rush still going to be in control of this race so far. As things change here in this one, things have been staying the same, at least here on these opening laps for Ronnie Rush, as he leads the way on the 714 machine. Walker Fowler on the WFR, GDC, Fly Racing, and B&R backed Yamaha, still holding on to that 2nd place position. And in the 3rd place position, it's the Phoenix Racing Yamaha, not of Bryson Neal, but of John Glottis Jr., as he still holds on to that 3rd place position. Chasing after Glottis, still going to be Brandon Owens. Owens having a good run here this year after winning round number 6 in the XC2 class. He moves up at round number 7 to the XC1, the premier cross-country division here in GNCC. And he starts things off with a 10th place finish at round number 7, a 9th place at round number 8, as well as a 9th at round number 9, a 14th place finish at round number 10. As Brandon Owens looking to show everybody what he can do against the big dogs here at round number 11. And back out on the course as the riders make their way by some more camera shots. The running order seeming to stay the same so far. John Glottis holding on to that 3rd place position. Not quite off to the season that I'm sure Glottis would have liked to have had. If he's able to stay inside the top 5 here in this one, that'll be his best finish of the 2024 season. Of course, John Glottis, one of the heavy hitters here at GNCC, so he's looking to make a rebound here in this one. And as you can see, Ronnie Rush making his way through once again, and he's able to maintain that gap so far, looking over his shoulder, trying to catch a glimpse of the 2nd place rider, which I'm sure by this point he knows is none other than Walker Fowler, the 7-time GNCC champion, and he will not be given up without a fight. And speaking of fights, the fight rages on back here in that 3rd place position as Glottis still holds on to it, taking a look over his shoulder, trying to catch a look here at Brandon Owens as things starting to slowly but surely heat up here for this 3rd place position. As we move back up to the front of the field, it is still going to be the 714 of Ronnie Rush that is in the number 1 spot. And what a feeling that must be for Ronnie. A young rider leading multi-time champions around a GNCC race course. That has got to get your blood pumping, no doubt about it. Ronnie Rush going to have to make sure he keeps those emotions in check and hits all of his marks here on these closing laps. now as we peer through the dusty woods, trying to look for your third place rider. And making his way now, still going to be John Glotter Jr. John going to make his way by on that Phoenix Racing Yamaha machine. And taking a look back for your fourth place rider, we don't have to look far, Brent. Back on screen, going to be your leader, Ronnie Rush, making his way through a technical part of the track, bobbing and weaving through some rocks and some trees. Walker Fowler going to do the same, as now starting to look like Walker Fowler going to be able to close up just a little bit here as he chases after that number one position. As far as third and fourth place goes, it looks like so far so good for John Glotter Jr. There in the third place position, and Brandon Owens here in the fourth place position, making his way through now. Going to take a look behind Brandon Owens to what I do believe is going to be Jared McClure now making his way by. But take a look behind McClure. That is the big number one machine of Bryson Neal, your defending champion and your points leader here in 2024. And this is where things are going to start changing. Back up at the front of the field, Ronnie Rush making his way through, shaking his head, letting everybody know that he is good to go and excited to be in that number one spot. Walker Fowler making his way through the camera shot. And as you can tell, as this 2-hour-long race continues to rage on, things are going to start heating up, and the intensity is going to get a lot stronger from riders such as Walker Fowler, who knows that if he wants to get in that number one position, he's going to have to do it before it's too late. John Glotter Jr. He holds on to that third place position as he makes his way up the hill. And going to move things back up to the front of the pack. When we take a look here at the big 714 machine. And there is nothing sweeter than the sound of a 450cc making its way through a GNCC course. As you can see, these riders not only having to battle the dust, but they're having to battle the rocks, the trees, the roots, and everything else in between as well. And as we watch Ronnie Rush on screen, you can't help but to bring up the dust once again. A very, very dry day here in Beckley, West Virginia, and that's going to cause for some chaos here for these riders as they do everything they can to try to get themselves ready for this race, such as putting Vaseline around their goggles, you name it. These riders are trying to do it to keep themselves comfortable, to keep their vision out on this course, which is just about impossible at some times. Speaking of impossible, Ronnie Rush trying to pull off the impossible and take his first podium as a win. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it, though, as Walker Fowler still trying to close the gap up so far. But as you can see here, making his way up the hill, he's still going to be in control of it for now. It's Ronnie Rush still followed by Walker Fowler in the second place position. And you know, Bryson Neal working his way up through the pack. We should be seeing him get into the fight here soon. But as for now, still Ronnie Rush and Walker Fowler slowly but surely able to close that gap up just a little bit. And here we go. Could it be? And it is. Walker Fowler now going to overtake the lead. And how about that? After not thinking he was going to be racing at round number 10, takes home a second place, and now he is your leader here at round number 11. And taking a look behind Walker Fowler, where is Ronnie Rush? Not seeming to be on the heels of Fowler by any means. We peer through the wood line to see the rider pop out, and here we go. Let's see who it's going to be. And how about that? It is a change for the second place position. Bryson Neal now going to be your second place rider. With Ronnie Rush, there he is, moving back into the third place position. So it's going to be Fowler, Neal, and Rush for your top three. And that is how quickly things can change, folks, especially here in Grand National Cross Country Racing. You never know how one of these races is going to finish, a 2-hour-long endurance race, and these athletes absolutely put it all on the line. And speaking of putting it all on the line, Bryson Neal is doing so now as he makes his way by. Ronnie Rush was able to lead most of this one, but now things have shaken up. Walker Fowler finds himself in the lead with Bryson Neal chasing after him. Who is going to take home the win here at the Mountaineer? All that and more coming up next.
Progressive GNCC Racing is brought to you by Progressive. Progressive could save you hundreds of dollars on your automobile and motorcycle insurance. Specialized E-Turbo bicycles. It's you, only faster. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
All right, everybody, welcome back here to the highlight reel for round number 11. Taking a look at your leader, Mr. Walker Fowler. After running most of the race in second, he finds himself in the top spot. However, just behind him, the number 1 of Bryson Neal has clawed his way into the second place position. But if Bryson Neal wants to fight for this win here today, he is going to have to do so now, as we are on the closing stages of this race. And you can see the intensity from these two. One thing we have not mentioned here today, if Walker Fowler can take this win, he will be the most winning ATV GNCC rider in history. And this is where it looked like it was all going to unravel as Walker Fowler gets a little too happy, takes the hand off the handlebar, and does some acrobatics here for us just right at the finish line. However, it was just a scare for Fowler as he was able to get that machine back up and going, and he heads into the finish line area at what will be his 76th win, making Walker Fowler on the WFR GBC Fly Racing B&R Yamaha the most winning GNCC ATV rider in history. And as Ricky Towery waves the checkered flag, Walker Fowler makes his way across, and that dream becomes a reality. Congratulations to Walker Fowler on doing what seemed to be the impossible, 76 wins. And as you can see just behind him, Bryson Neal going to come through for a second place finish. A good rebound for him after round number 10. So Walker Fowler going to make his way over and take it all in. Let's hear what Walker Fowler has to say.
I can't believe I stayed on it. You stayed on that? I mean, I ended up... I take him how I get him. I rode a phenomenal race. Was I the fastest guy today? No. Am I the fastest guy this year? No. Am I going to ever be the fastest guy again? Probably not. But sometimes you don't got to be the fastest guy. And I'm just so proud of my team. I'm so thankful for the good Lord above for just everything he's doing in my life right now, man. It's been a tough couple of years, been a tough couple of months for sure. And it's funny how things work out, and God has a plan, and I'm just letting him do it, because every time I try to be in control of it, bad things happen. So man, my family, my beautiful girlfriend, all the Pipers back home, thank you guys so much.
And there it is from Walker Fowler. Let's hear what Bryson Neal had to say about the day.
Today was just one of those days that just kind of fought me, didn't go my way. Did what we could, fought back, rode phenomenal. So there ain't no confidence lacking here, man. We know what we got to do, and we've been in these pressure cookers before. So we still got a 21-point lead, I believe. So we're ready for a fight. We look forward to that. That's how we like it. So bring it on.
Well said, Bryson Neal. That is what we look forward to as well. A fight in the XC1 class. And now that the fight is over here at the Mountaineer, let's take a look at the lineup. It was Fowler, Neal, Rush, Glotta, and Owens in your top 5 positions. And now we're going to get a chance to catch up with your third place finisher, his first XC1 Pro podium. Here is Ronnie Rush.
I definitely set the bar pretty high for myself. The whole time I was out there, I was like, yeah, it's dusty, it's helping me out a little bit, but just the confidence I had out there just really showed me what I can be, a monster in a few years. So, I was talking to Mikey Waynes a little bit before the race, and I was like, man, it's been an awesome year, but we just haven't been able to put it all together. Like, I feel like it's there. We got the training, we got the bike, we're just had a little bit of bad luck going, but I just don't even know where to start, man. I'm at a loss of words.
And An emotional day here at the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Mountaineer. Your point standing leaving into round number 12 going to be Bryson Neal, Walker Fowler, and Josh Merritt in the top 3 positions. And we're going to take a look back at your specialized race recap. Things start Bryson Neal in the fight here at the beginning of the race. However, he disappears for the first few laps. And it is Ronnie Rush that takes the whole shot with Walker Fowler following in suit. John Glada Jr. going to enter in the woods fourth. However, at our first camera shot, Glada going to be able to get up into that 3rd place position. And that was where Glada was going to stay for most of the race, with Brandon Owens holding on to that 4th place position for most of the race. Brandon Owens having a good day here at the Mountaineer as well. As you can see, things were dusty all day long, but after all of the mud races that these riders have had to endure, I'm sure that they are glad to be out here in a little bit of dust. One thing that was different about this year as well, the track being reversed from years past, so that also throwing a little bit of an obstacle here at these riders. But man, what is an obstacle for one of these ATV GNCC racers? No doubt about it, they are some of the best in the world. They have fought all season long, and the fight doesn't stop here. Will it be Walker Fowler? Will it be Bryson Neal? Who is going to take home the championship here in this one? Walker Fowler able to keep his championship alive by showing up at round 10 and then showing up today big time, taking home the win. That is how you do it. That is how you keep a championship interesting, and these two going to do it all season long. Bryson Neal, Walker Fowler, your top 2 on the day, and they're going to keep things rolling into round number 12, where the fight for this championship will continue. And as you can see, this is where things almost came to an end here today for Walker Fowler. But it was not enough. He was able to keep that machine going, and he was able to take his 76th win, making him the most winning racer in ATV GNCC history. Once again, a huge congratulations to Walker Fowler on your 76th win. We want to thank everybody for tuning in here to Racer TV for the highlight episode of round number 11. Make sure to tune in to Racer TV for round number 12 and round number 13 to end out the 2024 season.